Hey, welcome back. My name is Ray with Ray's Engines. We're back here with the 1955 Belair. We're doing the air conditioner. Today is part 2 of the air conditioner. Part 1 we did the condenser. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also hit that like button if you like what you see today. And share this video. So what we're going to get started is we're going to install the high pressure side, which is a high pressure line is going to your condenser, and we're going to install the dryer. So the main thing is you always want to measure 2, 3, 4, 5 times if you have to before you cut the hose, because once you cut it and it's too short, there's nothing you can do with it. Now if it's too long, you can always cut a little bit more, but always double check before you cut it. So what I did, this is how the high pressure end is going to go. I already measured it and I already cut it. So all you're basically going to do is move your hose where it needs to go. You're going to find out how much it needs to go inside the fitting, and that's how you're going to do it. And then you're going to cut the hose. So that's what I did. I'm going to show you how to crimp this. You have 2 options. You can either crimp the line or you can use a clamp. And I'm going to show you what came with the kit, and it's up to you which one you want to use. So if you want to follow me, we'll come back this way and we'll take a look at this. This is your crimping tool. So you can either crimp your hose, or which is using this, you can crimp your hose using this fitting, or you can use a clamp. That's going to be totally up to you. If you don't have a crimping tool, then this you're going to use a clamp. And if you do have a crimping tool, this is what you're going to use. This is the better option. I just like it this way. It looks a lot cleaner than having all these clamps on there. So if you want to come back this way, we'll go ahead and show you the crimping tool. This one you can buy it online, and I did. It comes with different die sizes. Number 8. What we're using right now is number 8 and number 6. Because we're going to go ahead and install the dryer, which is this one here. We're installing the dryer. I already measured for the hoses on that one, and I already cut the hose for it. This is number 6 line, and this is your switch for your dryer. So this switch is going to go on this side. You can use it on either side. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. But I'm putting it on this side because this is the end part. This is going towards the outside, towards the condenser. So I want my switch on the side of the fender well. Reason why, because I want the wiring to hide with the hose. That's why it's going now. You'll see here in a little bit. This one's going to be a little bit longer video, but I want to show you step by step. So what you want to get your number 8 die, and all you do is put it in there just like that, and it'll snap in there just like this one. You see, here's your center part here, and then your sides. So you just put it in there just like that, and it sits in there, and your die is ready. So what I like to do is, you always want to lubricate these O-rings as well. You don't want them dry. And what I did is, you can see it's WD-40. I just use WD-40. If you got a different type of lube, you can use that. And this is for this hose here. So we're going to go ahead and do this one first. And I'm going to go ahead and put WD-40 on this side. That way the hose goes in easily. And no, this will not make the hose slip out of it, because it won't slip out. It just helps it go in just as easy. See, there it is. And then you just put it in there, you center it up. When I'm talking about centering, I'm talking about centering this to your die. And that's it. And then you close this up. You put your pin. Pins in there. Make sure this is centered back up, and make sure your hands are not in there, because you don't want to get those pinched. And just like that, and then you're going to start clamping. Make sure it's even, make sure it's in there, make sure everything is the way it's supposed to be before you start tightening it up. Go. We start clamping down and release the hose. And there is a mark on the die itself, on the clamp, on the... It does stop also. And if you come down here, you're going to see a small mark, if you can see it. I'm not sure if you will, but here it is where my finger's at. This is where it stops. That's when you know it's clamped already. So there it is. And it kind of won't let you go anymore. Release it. And there it is. This is not going anywhere. So now we're going to do the other end, which is this one. This one goes towards the condenser. But let me double check something. I'm going to go check if this will fit inside my hose that I made for the fitting. Because if it doesn't, then what we're going to have to do is do something different. So if I'm able to move this out this way, then yes, it will fit. See, you always want to double check yourself, because say for instance I clamped this in here and it didn't go through that hole, you're either going to have to make that hole a lot bigger or you done wasted a hose. So it's up to you. Always double check yourself. Having one in is good. You can always check, make sure everything is good. Now let's come back and let's go ahead and clamp this one in, and then we'll install it. So again, remember, what we're doing is putting a little bit of WD-40, that way it goes in smoothly. Or whatever lubricant you have. See, this one's a little fighting me more. Okay, there it is. And what I did is I marked it. As you can see, there's a marker there. I marked it just to make sure there was enough that I knew this was going to be there. That's where it needs to be at. So I did that prior to that. So you see how I'm adjusting this before I clamp it down? And you might be asking how. Well, this goes on top. You want this on top where the air conditioner is. So this hose is going to bend this way. This is how that fitting is going to be in. Remember how we just did that? I showed you. That's how you want it. So that's why I twisted this to where it's going to be at. Because once I clamp it down, I'm not going to be able to twist this anymore. So I want it where it needs to be at. So just like that's going to work. So now let's clamp it. And remember, you want to make sure it's center. Once it's centered and you know that's where you want it, and you start clamping it down. And the instructions does say not to use an impact wrench on this tool. So don't do that. There it is. Pull the pin out. And here's your other one. Remember, I already lubricated the O-ring on both ends. They're both lubricated. Now we're going to go ahead and go put this fitting on, this hose. This one is from the air compressor, the high side, to your condenser. And don't force it if it doesn't want to go. Make sure you got it correctly. And there it is. If you have to force it in there, you have something wrong. Don't strip the threads. And then on this side, just like that. See how the O-ring goes in there? You may be thinking this is sharp, but it's not. I already filed all this, make sure it was nice and smooth where it wouldn't cut the hose. You can put a grommet here if you want to put a grommet on here. So what we're going to do is tighten them up. Don't over tighten them. That O-ring will seal it. Same thing for here. Don't over tighten it. And you might be asking, why did I say I want the fitting on top? Fitting on top because on the low side pressure, that's where you're gonna charge it. And you want your fitting facing up. That way you can just put your hose on there and charge your air conditioner. Okay, that's good. Now we're gonna do the dryer. The dryer is gonna go right in here. So if you want to come and follow me, we'll go ahead and get the dryer done. Remember, your dryer, we have you're gonna have to change your dye set. This is number 8. We're gonna go to number 6. And on your dyes, if you might be asking a question, well, here's your number on here. You may be also asking, how do you know what size of hose it is? Well, on your hose, it does have a marking on it. Let me get you one that does have for instance, here it is. This is size 6. So this is the one that's going to go to the dryer. Number 6. So here's your number 6 dye. So we're going to put that. And again, you just set it in there. It's already done. You set it up here. And that one's, there it goes. As I said before, I already set this up. I've already done the measurements. So here's your pressure switch. Here's your switch for that. It also has an O-ring in it. As I said, you have 2 sides. You can do it on this side or this side. But as I said before, the inside is going towards your condenser. So it's going that way. This fitting's going this way. That way I can have my connection, my wires going towards the hoses on the fender well. So let me lubricate this part. That way it doesn't break. If you don't put any type of fluid on here, it will break your seal. I did have a question. Well, I apologize. I should have looked at his name. But here it is. It's Garage Enterprise LLC. I was asked that on the first video. Where it was, it's Garage Enterprise LLC. In fact, you can find this on eBay. That's where I found it. And I'm taking his tip because he mentioned, why don't I put the dryer in a different location instead of the fender well? So I appreciate you responding and telling me that, asking me that question, why don't I put it somewhere else instead of by the fender well? So because of you, I'm able to change it just because your thoughts, hey, I appreciate that. So I'm moving this closer away from the fender well. As you said, yeah, that's old school. We always used to put all kinds of stuff on the fender well. I appreciate you reminding me of that. So we're trying to get a cleaner look, and I appreciate you responding to that. So shouting out to you. Hopefully if somebody else goes back to my first video, they'll see your name, and I should have put your name on there. In fact, I'll put your name on the link on my description on this video. I'll do that for you. I appreciate you doing that. So here we go. Let's go on. Let's go ahead. Here's the first fitting, and of course it's not lubricated yet, but we're gonna go ahead and put the hose on here. We're gonna lubricate this side, and I'm gonna go ahead and lubricate the hose because it was a little tighter on the other one. And I said earlier, you see how I marked that right there? That tells me this is gonna go to there. That's enough for the hose. this one's a little tighter. A little bit more. There it is. See the marking? That's what I wanted. So here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and clamp this down. Remember, it's just center. We're gonna go ahead and close it. Raise this up. There's the pin. Now we'll make sure this is centered to the die. Make sure you don't pinch your fingers. And you just keep going until it gets to that line. And there you are. It's done. And this is all I need. If you've been watching, I put a Pro Charger on this 55. I put a Demon blow-through carb as well. So here's your fitting. As you can see, this does look better than trying to put a clamp. If you put a clamp, that's what it's going to look like, but without this, and it's just going to be the hose and the clamp. So that's why I said I like this look better than a hose clamp. I mean, which one do you like better? That's your choice. As I said, you can buy this online and do it yourself. You can take it to a shop, but they will charge you extra to do it. So here we go. This one is going from the bottom up. So it's going this way, just like that. Remember the dryer? Dryer is going this way. So this hose is going down by the radiator, and this fitting is at the very bottom. So see how I'm looking at my hose? Because I'm looking at my hose this way. It's already bent. I don't want to be trying to bend it this way. It's already bent this way. So why don't I just put the fitting this way? So, just a thought. So let's go ahead and get this one going. Wow. Get another paper towel because this is getting a little slippery with all the lubrication. As I said before, I don't mind you giving me tips. In fact, I enjoy you giving me tips, questions, thoughts. See if I twist it, see if it'll help go in there. You're probably watching me turn red. This is a little harder. As you can see how much further I have to go. I know they show you videos up there and everything goes nice and smooth. It's not the case. You do have to work it. Oh, this one is giving me a little. Probably should have done this one first. There we are. Finally. And look at there. All that twisting. Ain't that something? All that twisting, I was still able to get the hose on there where I needed to get there. And you might be saying, you sure? Yeah. Look at that. That's where it's supposed to be at. So let's go ahead and clamp this down. And then we'll put lubricant on the O-rings, and then we'll install the dryer so you can see where the dryer is going to be at. As I said, this is part 2, and then what I'll do is I'll make a video of installing the air conditioner inside the 55. Remember, you want to center your hose to your die. And once it's tight, you can move your hand away from there. There it is. Yep, looks pretty good. As I said, this works great. This will not pull the hose. I've done this several times. Let's go ahead and lubricate these. And there we are. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and install this part. Well, let's see right quick. Let's get in here and we'll get in there and make sure this is, as you can see, here's your dryer. In fact, let me go ahead and tighten this fitting up, this switch. And that's good. Okay, see, this is your end. It's going that way. We're putting your switch this way because I want it on the fender. I want it on this side where all the hoses are going to be going. I want it all nice and clean. So your dryer is going to go right in here, hidden. As you can see, I put it in here. Instead of the firewall, I was going to put it up here on the firewall, and I'm glad he brought that up. I'm so glad you did. So I'm going to put it in here. So it gives it a cleaner look, and all you're going to have is the hoses that come down here and then inside the firewall. So I seriously appreciate you giving me that comment and asking me why don't I do it that way. So thanks to you, this will be a cleaner look. So here we are, we're just putting this on here. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this because it does give me a very little room since I'm putting it there. I could have put it on this side, I just didn't want to. There it is. And as you can see, it will be a clean look. And this is going down here. So let me get the clamp. We're going to put this clamp on the We're gonna go ahead and clamp this down. Just like that. And as you can see, why I didn't put it up here, I do have very little room as well. I may have to put more switches. See, just like that. There goes the other one. Let's go ahead and clamp it down. I mean, there is no, it's up to you where you want to put it. It's your choice. I can't tell you where to put it. Of course, you can have somebody suggest like they did for me, which helped me out. On this air conditioner kit, as you can see, there is a fan in front of the condenser, which it did come with it, which is great. That's a big plus, because then you don't have to go buy a fan, because you will need a electric fan either in front of the engine or back here by the condenser. You're going to need either or. And before I tighten it up, I'm going to twist the, just like that, and raise it up. While that's a little tight, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and, it's a little snug, I'm going to go ahead and put this line down here. I'm going to install this one. Hopefully you see me, hopefully you see that and not the back of my head. As you can see, stuff does get tight. You just have to maneuver. As you see the line, how I did it, I did a nice tight line because I didn't want it to be hanging out here or wobbling everywhere. So that's a nice tight fit. See if I get the right size tool. Try to keep it to where it doesn't twist on me. There you go. There it is. Let me go ahead and finish tightening this up, the dryer, and we will be done with installing the dryer. Okay, as you can see the installation, here's your high pressure line going to your condenser. Just a nice clean look. It's not a huge curve, it's just a nice clean look going in here. And then here's your dryer, and then a nice clean look coming down here to your condenser as well for the bottom. So as you can see, this is a real clean look. I like the way it turned out. I hope you did too. And then so now we have to do is put the low pressure line. We're going to run the low pressure line, and we're going to run it to the air conditioner. We're going to run the dryer to the air conditioner, and then we're going to connect the dryer as well for the hot wire to it. So as you can see, the engine bay is starting to look a little cleaner. F1 Pro charger, big block, Demon carb, all air conditioner, power steering. As you can see, Willwood brakes. I did install the master cylinder. Fairly simple Willwood disc brakes. I had to get rid of that booster. If you remember on the first video that I set this up, I was trying to get this clearance and it didn't clear. So here we go. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully you did get good stuff out of it. And in fact, let me do one more thing for you. Let me show you where you can buy these tools if you want to purchase these tools. So if you follow me, we'll go back to, so you can see actually where you can buy the die. In fact, this die, I got it off online, and this is the brand. In fact, you can go to Master Cool Inc. and you can get that die from them online. It's fairly good price as well. So this die will work for you if you have multiple air conditioner units that you need to install. And of course, you already know the Garage Enterprise LLC. So hopefully this worked out for you. Hopefully you got something out of it, because like I said, I do these videos for you so you can pick these skills set up and you can start teaching someone else, or you can make money off of it. I do make a good size income on doing this, besides my real estate and other things that I do. So hopefully this helped, and hopefully we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.